where Major Dr. Njoroge works. In fact, today I also want to recognize the presence of Brigadier Retired Mugo, who has been my mentor, my trainer many years ago in Gilgil. Hata mimi naweza kusema mimi ni mtoto pia wa Brigadier Retired Mugo. We might have not known our late brother, but through his brother, Major Dr. Njoroge, and from the testimony, he was surely a great man. For us, Major Dr. Njoroge is our pillar at Nairobi Regional Hospital. Anytime, even when he is not on call, we ask, umeita Major Dr. Njoroge, umemweleza? Even when he's not on call. And he would, anytime, even at midnight, even wee hours of the morning, Major Dr. Njoroge would respond to our call. From the testimonies, this is a great family. And we want to thank the both parents for giving us 5 sons, 5 good sons who have served the nation, who have served humanity and everybody. Nairobi Regional Hospital is actually in Kahawa Barracks, and Kahawa Barracks is not far from where the accident occurred. And I got a report to mobilize our team to go to the scene to try and save lives. We dispatched our team, but as you know, it was already too late. God had done his will, and we tried and assisted in the recovery efforts. Major Dr. Njoroge currently is serving the country in Somalia, and it is after 2 days that we learned one of the passengers in that ill-fated plane was his brother. So we come today to mourn with you, to condole with you, and to bring our prayers so that you can be strengthened. Maybe Dr. Charles, those last moments, he didn't even have a chance to reconcile with God. As you know, the plane crashed 3 minutes after takeoff. So we bring actually our prayers to God to rest his soul in peace. Even if he had not reconciled with them, our prayers, our genuine prayers, will touch God and he will preserve his soul. Now I would wish to request the doctors who are here and all the officers and men of NRH and all officers and men of Kenya Defense Forces to stand and wave to the crowd.
Hard to put, words together at a time like this, but you do your best. When you know Charles as a friend, you know immediately you become family. So Baba Mugo, Mama Mugo, pole sana Marine, the kids, pole sana. When you get news like this, you ask yourself, knowing who he was, I immediately, once I got that call from AMREF, I thought of Mama Mugo, thought of why is it that God would allow this to a family like you. We met right in Uber in 2002. We walked together that journey as young men all the way to campus. I remember where we used to sit during lecture hall, used to have this behavior of looking to his right all the time. And that's when I noticed Maureen, she used to sit up here. So we were with him at that time. So we walked that journey, to become men and husbands and fathers. So it's a very painful loss, but we remember that death gives value to life, because it's in death that you see the value of your days. The life of Charles, it's almost like he knew, he's living full, always 100%, giving his all in everything that he does. So the things that you think about at a time like this, to lose young man like this, close friend, family, is you start to think about what is it that makes life valuable. And as you think like this, you realize he had a very good sense of what that is, because he embodied a spirit of a love for people, and he also embodied a spirit of a love for life, and that is clear. And if there is something that we can do for him, is to carry that spirit forward in everything that we do. So rest well, my brother.
I am not good at free speech like Mike. You can make up words on the go. They had that trait with Charles. Munakutana, munaongea tu na anasema whatever comes to mind, or be it a very serious conversation, or you just put him on the spot, he would be a good orator on the spot. So for my tribute, allow me to read as I wrote it, just to put my sentiments to my brother. 1,000 words will not bring you back. I know, because I've tried. Neither will a million tears, because I've cried. Death is the last chapter in life, but the first chapter in eternity. It is hard to accept that you're gone, but your memory will linger in our hearts forever, my friend. We shared a true friendship through the good, the bad, and even the ugly times, over the 3.5 decades God granted us. Looking back at our evolution from young boys to the responsible men we were raised to be by our parents and the village folk at large, around our community, I can attest to the pride they all had to have known him personally and to have been associated with him. His adventurous spirit was one to be admired by all who knew him, who knew that side of him, as the stories he would share later would paint a picture of the experiences he had encountered. I looked forward to the immersive photos and videos he shared of the different places he had visited, especially with his biking friends, even if I was not there. You'd get snippets of very, very random and weird places, and you'd also want to go there. He was good, and as his photography skills were truly exceptional. Dr. Charles Mugo and Dr. Michael Njoroge introduced me to the awesome motorcycling world, for which I'm thankful. I was more than willing to be just a pillion on his random rides to undeclared destinations. He encouraged me to take up riding classes, and the rest has been a blissful experience to date. I'm thankful for that, because I've met majority of these gentlemen who are here and other ladies in different forums, in different places, and I appreciate that, Mike, a lot. His compassion, his humility, and unwavering belief in the goodness of people touched the lives of many. This was also realized through his work and in all the institutions where he offered his knowledge and services. His humor and kindness has left an indelible mark on all who knew him. His legacy lives on the countless acts of kindness he inspired. The world has lost a fun, bold, and courageous human who was intentional and purposeful in all his engagements, be it in his career, family, or friendships. Charles, once, you will surely be missed. Thank you.
Which is longer than I've been by myself. And during that time, we have 2 children, that's Natalie Waja and Gabriel Joroge. So I'm very happy to hear about the different ways that you knew him. And I've been very blessed to hear the different stories from each and every one of you on how he touched you and your families. I really appreciate it. Charles was a man of many different, what do I call it? He just lived a very full life. There was Charles the adventurer who loved biking. He took up biking and I thought it was a phase, but then it became something that he consistently did. And during that phase of his life, at least for each and every phase of his life, I was able to at least see a bit of him. So for the biking part, I got the privilege of riding on his bike all the way from Nairobi to Eldoret to see a friend. A friend was in need, and he told me, your friend is in need and wants to see you today. Right, as in, here is the gear, panda kwa bike, tunaenda Eldoret. And we went. So I think also in terms of his adventure, that's why he joined AMREF. You know, he loved everything, cars and all. For the cars, he really loved the red car that we passed. I think 3 weeks before that, he was speeding, Mom. I used to tell on him. He was speeding on the way from Molo. But one of the things that he used to tell me, Maureen, when I looked at him and he knew I was uncomfortable with the speed, he'd be like, it's okay, I hear you, we're going to be fine, I love life. Actually, that was his last, that was the last discussion we had about life and death. That was 3 weeks ago. There was also the doctor part of him, which was fantastic to hear. He loved his job. He loved taking care of mothers and children. In terms of that, the baby that we were being told about was a colleague's. And the day that he delivered, that night when he was delivering them, he called me and was like, guess who I'm delivering? It was a classmate, and he was very excited. And even when the baby came, I met the parents who are, the mother was my classmate in undergraduate school. That's one of the many stories that he had. There's a time that there was the standard marathon run and he performed CPR. Someone collapsed and then he performed CPR on them, and he was a lifesaver in all and every ways. He was also a scholar. I think the last week he was super excited. What he was excited about was that he had finally completed his thesis. So he just kept talking about it, and he would send me the manuscripts, the abstracts. Let's look at it as in for the purposes of publishing and presenting at different conferences. He was very proud of himself. There was also, the cyclist. As he's doing all these things, as he's riding bikes and treating mothers, delivering them, as he's flying with AMREF, as he's also being a father, and he's going for art classes. I'm sure you've seen the drawings that they went together. He took them through riding for kilometers, so he put life jackets on them. They're called reflector jackets. No. Oh, he did not. Anyway, so clearly they would live with them, but they would not be wearing them. But then he had a whistle, so they would be riding behind him, and he's in front of them. And then they would, be riding in the middle of Upper Hill. Myself and bicycling, it refused to work. Yes, she said she tried.
I tried to teach her.
Yes. So, in summary, I want to thank each and every one of you who knew him in the different aspects of his life. I want to start with the church. Thank you, Canons. Thank you to Mamlaka. Thank you, Pastor Philip and Pastor Mwangi. The last 2 years of his life, he did a lot. I think somebody had said that it's probable that he knew that, or God knew that he was going to go, and that's why he's like packing it in terms of things to be done. I want to thank you because I was just a small part. I was a part of his life, but I also realized that He had full lives in each and everything that he did, and I want to thank you for being a part of his family. And we will love him and miss him dearly. We want to thank you so much for being here with us. We don't take it for granted. We appreciate you. I think the bikes are distractions. But yes, and that was him. He needed to enter, and be known that he's around. Truly, yes, he had the loudest one. So I just want to thank you so much for showing up for us, for loving him, for loving our family, and for being there for us. May God bless you.